working. Yay! Hello, everybody. I am so excited to be here for real. Um, I told you before I have been having trouble with Facebook, that it's just not going through. So I was trying to come on. It was actually 11:33, and I tried to go on, and it would just go say starting, 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 but it was never starting. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go somewhere else, and then I didn't, and now it's like, let me try it again. So here I am. This time it works. So hello, welcome. I'm so excited to be here. That it's actually working. So I don't know what's going on with Facebook that things are making it so difficult for us to come through and show up. So anyway, say hello if you're here. And I am going to be pulling cards. So if you want a card with a specific question, then let me know. I'm trying to see. There I am. Yay! Okay. So first, I wanted to come up with a message that came through. This is from the beams of light. The message that's coming through, and it is for 2026. And everybody likes to know about what's coming, what's happening in 2026, and there's a lot of predictions out there. And everywhere you go, you're going to hear about the same things. And the same things that are happening that people are tuning into are um, fresh starts, new starts of people deciding to do things on their own, because it's a 1 year, right? This is the ninth year. Ninth year is the end of a cycle. A lot of people are finishing things, they're finishing a job or a work, or people are crossing over, or it can be like you're finishing school, relationships, all kinds of things. This is an end year, and next year is a 1 year. So a lot of people are studying new things, right? So starting a new school, or a new partner, or new home, or relocating, or new business, whatever it is new, and it's all about us, about ourselves. But the other thing that I see a lot being said is like this, because the earth, Mother Earth, is also moving through these cycles, right? So Mother Earth is also letting go of a lot of stuff. I mean, this year has been a lot of letting go, a lot of revelations, a lot of things showing up and moving through, and to the point that we no longer know what is real and what isn't, right? Like things that we have been taught forever that this is the thing and that's how it works, all of a sudden it's like, oh, that's not how it was. And all of a sudden you're like, I don't know what's real. I don't know what to believe. I believed this all of my life. And all of a sudden it's like the floor's coming off from under our feet, and we're just falling into this abyss of like, I don't know what to believe in anymore. And I told you last year that this year was going to be that nothing is what it seems to be. And now it's all coming together like, oh, that's actually what he meant. um, but the other thing that's really, really strong with that is AI, right? Like there's so many things coming on with AI now that you don't know what is a real picture or a video or a real news, in a completely different way than it had been until now. So again, like you're looking at something and you're like, oh, what is that? And it's like AI created, and you're like, oh, okay, like that's not happening. What's happening? I don't know what's happening. So anyway, that's what's coming through. Um, that has happened this year. So next year, 2026, is all about us doing our own things, becoming more sovereign on what we want to do, on who we are, really focusing on who am I? Who am I? What do I want? What is it that I need? What is going to fill my cup? And then going on to sharing with others. It's going to be a lot more about ourselves and about new beginnings for everyone. I keep getting sidetracked with what I wanted to like say. One of the things that I keep seeing on a lot of people showing, like there's going to be earthquakes and water or scarcity or fires, tsunamis, all of these predictions that are coming up for this coming year are really bringing up a lot of fear in people. And it's not that it's happening or it's not happening. It's that the prediction of what a lot of people are talking about and saying and seeing is happening for a purpose of really finishing up the what we need to let go of and to begin the new beginning, right? So, and I always use this. What do you call it? This way of explaining it. Like if you're going to have, hi Aisha, nice to see you. Sorry, the comments just came up. That if you're going to do, let's say, a renovation, like I had my kitchen renovated a couple of years ago, and what they had to do was destroy everything, right? They had to remove everything, gut everything. I had nothing. There was nothing, and it was like, wow, like this is incredible. Like there's like nothing here, and so that had to happen before the renovation happened, right? So you had to take out all the things that were not working, all the things that were old, all the things that were diseased. So in like my kitchen's way was like things that like had mold, for example, that had to be removed. It had to be cleaned, and then once all of that was out, after the chaos, then you renovate and you put in all the new stuff that is working, right, for us. So the earth is doing the same thing. So when people are saying, I see like earthquakes or tsunamis or water or fires, um, it's for that purpose, right? But here's the second thing. Those things are always happening. There's earthquakes every single day. There are fires every day. There's tsunamis. Okay, that's not every day, but there's flooding somewhere every day. And these are things that are always happening, and we can find out about it or we know about them when it happens in our area. And when someone is looking into it and focusing on like, oh, I'm seeing this big thing happening, that is bringing up the fear on everyone. When things like that do happen all the time, but they don't happen everywhere. They happen in one location or in that other location, and then everyone goes and sends love and help to that area and to those people. This is happening all the time. And it's not like it's going to happen more or less next year. It's just like that's just what's happening. And the predictions that you're seeing are just tuning into what happens all the time anyway. Does that make sense? So, what my guides are saying, the beings of light, is don't buy into the fear. Do you want to be prepared in case something happens, some emergency, some Mother Nature thing happening in your area? Then go ahead and get prepared. None of the predictions are really talking about specifics of when and where. They may say like a big area, like let's say it's Asia, for example, right? But they're not saying like this country or this location exactly, right? It's like it's more broad. So if you're feeling like, oh, this might happen in my space or my area or where you live, then get prepared. You know, do some things that you can get ready, so in case something happens, that you have a little bit of something, some support, some preparation before it does happen. But what I'm trying to say here is these things happen all the time everywhere. And by focusing on the prediction of like these things might happen next year, all it's doing is raising the fear collectively of everyone, not just the people in certain areas where it might happen. Does that make sense? Let me know in the comments if it makes sense to you or if you need more clarification. But that's what's showing up. That's showing me that Mother Earth is doing this type of stuff all the time. There's tornadoes, there's like big waves, there's storms, there's like fires, there's like volcanoes, right? Earthquakes. All of these things are happening all the time, constantly on around the globe. And we are not worried about it all the time, right? So when you're starting to see predictions that focus on those things, then that raises the fear on everyone. And when everyone who's watching this, even if you're not in that area, begins to raise their, lower their frequency by raising their fear, then you are adding to those things happening and for them to be more destructive than they could have been, right? So that's what's showing up. Don't worry about that. Just focus on you, who you are, what you want, what you need, what is it that you truly, truly want, and focus on you. Focus on what brings you joy, what brings you love to you, and and stop looking at things that bring you fear. And okay, that's what keeps coming through. The other thing that was coming through for next year is there's a lot of love and a lot of compassion and a lot of joy everywhere collectively, which you will never know by watching the news. You will never know by watching predictions of like the fearful things that are happening. Contact with extraterrestrials is definitely already happening right now. It's going to be more and more happening as the year goes by, and definitely by 2027. But you're going to be seeing a lot more photos, a lot more videos, a lot more pictures of things, because it's going to happen so much more often that they're going to have a really hard time preventing and taking those things down, as they have been up to now, to keep it kind of like on the side. That's happening. It's happening now, and the good news is that the beings of higher frequencies are not here to hurt us. They are here to help us. They are here to support us on raising our frequency, on moving on to the next level, on becoming aware of who we truly are and what we're able to do. They are not here to invade or destroy us or anything like that. They are here to support us. And the reason they're here and the reason that contact is happening is like it's imminent. Like it's just like it's already happening now, but we're not seeing it as much, but you're going to see more of that next year. The reason that's happening is because so many of us are ready to receive them. So you ever heard that expression of when the student is ready, the teacher shows up? It's kind of like that, right? It's kind of like the extraterrestrials are here they're showing up for us when we are ready to receive the message, when we are no longer fearful, doubtful of like, what is that, and that's so scary, and run out of the way, like in a different direction, because our nervous system gets shut, like it gets what do you call it, shocked. Shocked, sorry. It's getting extremely dark in here all of a sudden, so that's why I keep looking like, what's going on? Like the sun was out and all of a sudden it's just coming down. So that's just coming through for next year. And the last thing that I wanted to say, which is big, it's really, really big, is that how like I've talked, not always, but I have been talking about like all timelines are happening at the same time. So like your past, like the future, they're all happening at the same time, like parallel. Um, we humanity have already chosen the light. So if you want me to put it down more into 3D, I can say the light has already won. You are seeing so many more things being brought up to the light, so many dark things like that church and that community and that person and that leader were doing all of these terrible, horrible things, and all of those things are coming out to the light, and it seems like, oh my gosh, this world is getting worse and worse. But no, it's just our awareness that this has existed is what's happening. The light is shining its light on all of the dark things that have been going on for years and years and years. They're talking like hundreds of years, maybe even thousands. They're showing me like this is not something that is just happening now. It's just that we are becoming aware of it now. So think of it this way. Let's say you had a really great friend, a best friend, and this best friend was actually deceiving you and stealing from you, taking things, right? I mean, this happens all the time in businesses, right? When people are embezzling, right? Like the trusted accountant or the trusted partner, and all of a sudden they've been embezzling their money, right? Someone we like, we trust, we follow, and then all of a sudden we find out that they've been embezzling money, right? Or they've been stealing from you. It's the same thing. They have been doing it all along. You've liked them and loved them all along. And it is only when you become aware of what they have been doing that it's like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. But it's not like they're doing it at that moment. They've been doing it before while you still like them, while you still believed in them. It's just the awareness, like, oh wow, that's what was happening, that comes to light. So that's the same thing that's happening on earth. That a lot of the dark things that people have been engaging in, light is shining onto it, and then it's coming to the surface for us to see. And then we're like, oh, this world is just getting worse and worse. It's not. It's getting better because the light is now shining on the dark things that had been going on all along. And now, because it's coming out to the surface, it's beginning to stop. It's being revealed. We're doing something about it. It's shifting into more light. Does that make sense? Let me know in the comments if it makes sense to you, or if you need more clarification on that. So, what I saw, what my guys were telling me, because I got this message about a week ago, is that we have already chosen the light. The light has already won. So when we see the darkness, the chaos, the earth moving itself in ways that is destroying homes and places, all of those things that you see, that you're going to see in the news, are just the light shining the light on the darkness. And it's just the removement is being removed. All these things is being removed that we no longer need, so that we can fix it, so that we can change it, so that we can shift into a better world. Does that make sense? And we have already chosen it. So when you see all these things, it's going to feel like it's getting worse, but it's not getting worse. It's just like the last battle before it goes away, so to speak. Does that make sense? Because imagine when you have something or someone who is like really stuck in their own ways, in their old ways, in like, this is the way things are. I've always done things this way. This is the way things work, and that's their belief. And they can't move through it. And then you shift it into like, well, actually, it can be this way. And then all of a sudden, like, the whole world like shatters, because like, what do you mean? Like, that's not the way it's supposed to be. And then they're going to go all out to try to save their beliefs, because it's easier to try to save their beliefs and stay in that stuck space than be open to the possibilities of something new that is completely shattering their own beliefs and existence. I'm gonna see if I can explain that in another way, because they're showing me like maybe it's not as clear. Okay, I'm going to go down to like one of my personal experiences. I grew up Roman Catholic. I grew up believing that when you get married through a church, through the Catholic Church, that that marriage is there until death does you part. Okay, I don't know how many of you relate to that, but that's what I believed. So I was married many years back, and my marriage dissolved like within a year. It was not the right person. It was not the right time. But I went into this shameful space of sorrow and sadness, because I felt I failed and now I'm stuck, and what am I going to do? And this person doesn't want to be here. How am I going to do that? Because obviously neither one of us are dead, right? So how do I do this? And then I had this exquisite experience in Italy, and if you read my chapter 13 on the voyage and the return, the path of self-discovery, which is a best-selling book which I was a part of, I wrote one chapter, 13. It tells this story in more in depth. I happened to meet this priest who's from Spain, so spoke Spanish, spoke my language, in Italy. And when I was going through that really difficult time in my life, and I told him what had happened, he said these magic words to me, which were, "You need to annul that marriage." And I remember feeling like this heavy elephant lifted off my chest. It felt like God, because I was in a church in Italy with a priest, had given me permission to let go of that marriage, and had given me a solution called annulment, which I had never heard that word before. And he went to explain to me why it worked for me, why I could do it. That experience shattered my entire belief on what I had been taught since I was little, on my religion, because I was taught the only way to dissolve a marriage was through death in the eyes of God, right? I'm not talking about divorce. And now there was this word called annulment that the church was giving me to dissolve this. And then I was like, what? I mean, like, really, right? I mean, yes, I felt liberated. I felt amazing. I was so grateful and thankful. I still am. But it completely shattered my belief, because if that one thing can happen and completely destroy the entire belief that I had all of my life, then what else? What else is there that I have believed all of my life that actually isn't true, or that is another way out, or is a different way to solve this issue, problem, challenge, whatever you want to call it? Does that make sense? I hope this relates to you a little bit better than the way I was showing it. But this is one of the things that are going to be happening next year a lot. That a lot of new contacts, a lot of new revelations, a lot of new spirit and joy and love are going to be here for us if we choose it. And only the people who want to get stuck in the old, like let's say me in that space when the priest said you can annul it, if I had gone into like, no, I can't do it, those are not the teachings, and how can you say this, and just go in that other path, I could have done that, right? Then my life would have stayed in that past. I wouldn't have gone into the new possibilities. So it's the same thing here. Anyone who is holding on to their old beliefs when something new is being revealed to them, they are going to have a hard time, because they're choosing to stick to the old story instead of moving through the possibilities and then seeing what else is there for them. That's it. Everyone is going to have the opportunity and the love and the joy and the abundance that is here for you right now. That's what I see for 2026. I am not seeing the chaos, the destructions any more than it already is. I don't see excess amount of fires or floods or earthquakes or negative things happening through human kind. I see pretty much the same as we have been, yet I see it being blown out through the news and media, so it seems like it's more than usual. But then looking back or looking from outside, which is what I do, I kind of like remove myself from the space and I can see the whole thing. I see like, hey, this is the same thing that was happening before, yet now it's just all over the place more often because of social media, because of the internet, because of, the way that we have the ability to communicate so much faster now. And even by creating things that are false with AI, then you're going to see that plaster more often, and it's going to seem like it's worse than before, but it's actually not. So in order for you to have the best year of your life next year, focus on yourself. Go within. And I saw a comment on someone saying, everybody says go within, but nobody explains how to do that, right? And I was like, you know what? Yeah, it's something that takes a long time. It took me a long time to understand what it meant, to integrate within me. Like, what does that mean, go within, right? Like, where am I going to go? So I'm going to attempt to explain what going within means, which is what we're being asked to do. And really, when you calm down, when you breathe, when you just focus on your breath, for example, right? So like if you just take a breath in and you count to 4, and you hold it for 4, and you release for 4. And then you repeat that a couple of times, you're going within. What you're doing is you are stopping time. You are slowing down your heart rate, your being. If you're anxious, your anxiety goes down. Your level of thinking, like I have to do this, I have to do that, blah, 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 all of those things begin to slow down because you're focusing on your breath. So if you're breathing, count to 4, and you're counting slowly, and you're holding it for 4, and then exhaling for 4, and you do that 3, 4 times. For those seconds that you're doing that breath, what you're thinking about, what you're focusing on is the breath. That's it. And it is in that moment, in that space, that you find yourself, that you find the calmness, that you find the ease, that you find the weightless parts of your body, of your cells just floating in those moments. That's how you find it. That's how you go within. That's one way, okay? Just one way. Um, and you let go of all of the noise, of all of the I have to, I should, right? Um, all of the negative self-judgment or judgment from other people telling you what to do, what not to do, why did you not, whatever, right? All of those things are part of the noise where we have been constantly reacting to, right? If somebody says, let's say you're a child and your parent says, oh, you're so lazy, you're just laying there on the bed, and you happen to be daydreaming and imagining yourself in this beautiful, colorful world of love and light and joy, and then this parent says that, and you're like, you're shook up, and then you're like, you let go of that dream, of that beautiful space you were in, and now you're thinking, what should I do? What am I supposed to do? What was I supposed to do? What can I do so mom or dad isn't upset? Let me just do something. And then you start moving almost automatically to do something so you can look busy so that you don't get in trouble. Anyone relate to this? um, that's how it happens. And then as we grow older, we have more responsibilities put upon us, and then we just stay there. We stay in that place of needing to do something, needing to work, to be moving, to be engaging in something in order to feel successful or feel what's the word? Useful, right? Because you have been told that laying down and just daydreaming is nothing, and that you're not being productive, and that you're lazy, and you have all of these judgmental words coming your way that don't make you feel good, right? Yet you might have been in a beautiful heaven place that was like kind of like kicked out of you. So okay, I probably went off tangent here, as I always do. I hope that helps. I'm just going to repeat the last part of the what I see for the year 2026. I'm just going to do it like I said, 1, 2, 3, and it's like number 1, go within. Number 2, don't believe everything that you see. Everything that you see that is related to Mother Earth or big catastrophes or things happening, just remember, like, step yourself out, like, hey, this happens all the time. Like, yes, now I'm seeing it more because it's here, but yeah, like there's earthquakes every day. Actually, just do a Google search for earthquake today, and it's going to show you all the earthquakes that are happening today, right? Like the magnitude and where they are in the world. And then just do this and notice and realize that it's happening all the time. You can do something for fires today or floods today, and it's going to show you different parts on the earth where these things are happening. So don't be fooled by the news that puts sparkles and shine with a somber voice telling you of the terrible things that are happening right now, making this world seem like it's going down, 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 when in actuality, the world is going up, up, up. We are ascending. We are in the light. We are becoming more light, which is why you're seeing more of the dark, because more light shines more light on the darkness. It comes out. So just be really, really focus on what it feels like for you. And I always share this as well, which is when you see something and it feels bad, it feels like your body just wants to shrink, it's not for you. Oh, but that actually happened. That news actually happened, and it makes me feel terrible. Okay, is that news of that terrible thing happening all the time in different places that you're not seeing? if it is, then that's the balance of the light and the dark, because we do live in a place of duality. But is that one place of you seeing it making you feel small because what? Because you're buying into it, or because you have the empathy for it? What is it, right? And if it's making you feel badly, and then you realize, okay, this actually is happening all around. Like when you become aware of, like, let's say, I don't know how to say the word so that it doesn't get blocked. Child moving, you know what I'm talking about? Without them wanting to be moved somewhere else. If you're aware of something happening like that, where like a whole bunch of children were rescued, and you feel all this sadness and empathy for them, yeah, that's good. But then know that that's not the only one, that that's happening all around in the world right now at this same time. So why we're not seeing all of it? We're just seeing one of it. We're seeing one of them, and then the news is putting all the focus on that. All the rest are still going through the same terrible things, suffering all the things. We're not seeing it. We're not paying attention to it. We think it's just this one. No, it's happening all over. It's happening all the time. All the time. We're just not putting our attention. And on the same way, when, let's say, kids have been rescued, that's also happening all the time. People coming together, neighbors, to help others who have suffer a fire or a flood, that's happening all the time. How much time does the news give that? Right? That part of the humanity, of the light coming in and helping, without worrying about what religion we are or what color we are. We just go and help when we see somebody in need. That's the light winning. And that is what I'm seeing in 2026. So it's here already. We've already chosen the light. We've already chosen abundance, love, light, joy, all of those things. You're being called to try to focus on the things that make you happy and joyful, because the more that you do that, the more you raise your frequency. The more you raise your frequency, those around you get to benefit from you, your light. Does that make sense? So like a pet, right? Like a dog. I have my beautiful dog. He like jumps up and is like so excited to see me. Every time I walk in the house, I could just go outside and get the trash out, and I come back in and he's like, wow, you're back, right? That joy. And it brings me joy instantly. That's you. That's exactly you. You can do the same thing. I'm not saying to start jumping up and down and licking people as they're coming in, but when you are focusing on things that make you happy, the joyful things, when you start looking at things that you can be grateful on every day, on your walk to work or on your walk to school, look for things that bring joy to you, right? So like the clouds, wow, look at the beautiful colors. Like for example, last night I was walking my dogs and the sky was just this beautiful red, you know, like the sunset coming down, and I'm like, look at that. If I didn't have this dog, I would have been home and I would have missed this, because I only got to see it because I had to go out and to walk the dog, and there it was. And every time I walk the dogs, I see something that brings me even more joy because I'm aware of it, and then I acknowledge it. And that feeling gratitude for the simple little things in your everyday life is what's going to maintain your frequency higher, and it's going to bring more things for you to become aware of that are of the light, that make you feel happy and joyful. And then your life is going to be more of that instead of more of the darkness. So I've said this before, stop watching the news. Anything that's like really worth knowing or noting, you will find out because other people will tell you. So you do not have to spend your time focusing on the news. Somebody will tell you if it's coming your way. So you don't have to be in that space. Does that make sense? All right, guys, you have any questions? Let me see who's here. I am going to put this on YouTube. I was going to go there before, and then something happened. All right, Jessica's saying she would like a card. I'm pulling a card for Jessica. Earlier, I had pulled a card for the collective, but this video never went on, so you missed it, guys. Oh my gosh, it's 1:11. How does it get any better than that? Perfect timing. Okay. Oh, Jessica, loosen your grip. Coping mechanism, density. addiction. Let God in. This is your card. The strongest part of this card for you, when I'm receiving, Jessica, is the part that says to loosen up your grip. And the grip is the old. So I was talking about this earlier, which is like if you're so used to like one story and then the new story is showing up for you and you're like, no, no, it's the old way. I've done this all my life. It feels like holding on to all things that are no longer serving you. It could be like things like beliefs. Yeah, that's what I was saying. They're beliefs about yourself that are no longer serving you, right? You are every single second you are a new person. Every single second. Okay, some people say every minute. Who cares? It's the same thing. It's every single second, right? So every single second you get a chance to reinvent yourself. We are living a life of the past. I know that 5 minutes ago I was feeling sad because, and so I'm going to feel sad right now because I still didn't get rid of that and I want to continue feeling sad about that. So I'm creating my future, my present, right, based on the past. But every single second you get to choose who you are, what you get to feel, what you want to be, who you want to be. Remember who you are. And that's what they're showing me about the grip that you have. You have the grip on the old. Let go of that. Loosen up. And then you'll see more things come up. I'm going to read a little bit that says here. It says, if this card appears, you're being called to find the courage to loosen your grip and to give up control. To release your coping mechanisms and leave space for grace and God to enter. To surrender all that feels dense to the divine. Okay, so going back to that question that somebody asked, like, everybody says go within, but what does that mean? When you are in meditation, just using your breath, just breathing, focusing on your breath, or if you're listening to some beautiful music that you like, going deeper into meditation, right? Just breathing and relaxing. That connects you to the true you, who you truly are. That's when you begin to receive clarity, messages, connection, remembering. It all happens in the stillness of that moment. So I encourage everyone to focus their time on a little bit more time to breathe, a little bit more time to do some breath work, or to just meditate. Just close your eyes with music. I know it is not as exciting as scrolling on your phone, because I've done it too. But it is so much more helpful. So if you want to go within and find who you are, just do that. Calm yourself. Calm your nervous system by using the breath and by going within. That's it. And then in that space, when you begin to remember who you truly are, the beautiful divine being that you are, then loosening up your grip is going to feel easy because you're going to remember, oh, okay, like, why am I doing that still? Does that make sense? Whew. Okay, let's see. I like the idea of releasing all beliefs. Yes, yes. And you can write them down. If you can write them down, if you know what they are, so that you can intend to release them. All right, guys. I'm gonna go. This was great. I'm glad I was able to come here first. I'm going to put this on my YouTube channel as well, so that other people can also see it and see the predictions that I'm receiving. With that, I send you so much love, so much love, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.